a friend of mine told another friend of mine, I'm not going to use any names, but he said, this isn't a game of keep away, it's team rope.
Rural American lifestyle. It's how we work, and it's how we play. It's how we learn and how we enjoy the finer things in life. How we take care of our animals and tend to the land. It's a way of life. Has been for hundreds of years. Now there's a whole new way for rural America to watch TV.
Well, we have Mike Beers here with us today, and we're real fortunate because we're here in the main arena where they hold the Reno Rodeo every year. And Mike, I know you have an awful lot of history here. You won the BFI when it was out here. You've won the all-around. Shoot, you've won just about everything there is to win in PRCA, but there's a lot of history with you in this arena. Why don't you fill us in a little bit on it?
Yeah, I first come here in 1980, my first year. I was roping D. Pickett. And then 86, Dee and I won the all-around here. Or I won the all-around here in 86 and won the BFI that same year. I won the team roping here in 92. One of the last years I rodeoed hard with my son, Brandon. We won second here.
That had to have been pretty special.
It's pretty cool.
I had to do that every day.
There was a neat incident happened. It was on YouTube. Our second steer here at the Reno Rodeo. I roped him, and as soon as I roped him, went to Dally. My horse was going backwards, and he fell down. And I've actually fell off here. I actually fell off here at this Reno Rodeo twice.
No, not many people are going to tell you that.
Yeah, you know, I was roping one year with Shane Sproul, and I roped the steer second go around. He's spun really fast. I roped him up around the flanks, and when I did, a coal come down around my hand and actually jerked me off the horse. Right there to be about middle 5.
You and I were talking about heelers helping their headers out. Yeah. Is that something we want to go over today, you think?
Yeah, that would be
try and get
really good concept
into that header's office.
And nobody ever talks about that. And it depends on where you're going, you know, what you want to do. And, you know, especially a rodeo. Rodeo runs, a heeler's just as important as the hazer and the bulldogging. You know, that heeler can shut, you can take a steer that really runs hard and that heeler can jump up there and shut him down. Or if you got one that really wants to go to the left, the heeler can stay back. And but what happens though is you need to communicate with your partner. A lot of times we don't communicate with our partners, and we jump out there, we're going to be that good guy and haze him. We don't tell him we're going to jump out there and haze him. All of a sudden he breaks the steer and we cut him in front of the steer. Oh. You know, you want to communicate, tell your partner, you know, ask him if you're in a draw pot and if I draw you, Cody, and I say, you know what, Cody, how do you like your steers? Do you like them straight or do you like them to left? Or you might say, you know what, my horse kind of wanting to duck a little bit. Mm-hmm. Could you bring him a step to me right there? And what's good about it, what I like a steer myself as a heeler, I like him to the center of the arena or to touch left, because I want that steer in the left lead. And that's really important for me to be able to throw at a steer if he's in the left lead. If that steer comes out and he goes to the right and my header ropes him, that steer stays in that right lead, it's harder for me to heel him.
Well, and you know, as healers too, we also have to have the presence of mind to know that if we jump out a little bit late and that steer's moving over and we can't get with them, to get out of that header's way so we're not hitting ropes too. Yeah. You know, you see that happen so much. I've done it, you know, everybody has.
I got a story. I did it in Kansas City, Kansas in 75 and or 85 with D. Pickett. We come back, high call back, and we flew all the way from Rock Springs, Wyoming to get there. And we get there and we're the last team out, high call back. And that's back when there's one loop at each end. And we had 19 seconds to rope our last steer to win it. So D runs up on the steer, and he's not going to take a quick throw. So he runs up on him, and I jump out there like he's going to take that quick throw, but he doesn't. And right as he throws, my rope hits his rope, and his rope lands on the steer's butt. We have to get back in that airplane from Kansas City, Kansas, it's a little 182, and fly all the way back to Rock Springs, Wyoming that night. It was a long trip.
Quiet ride?
It was a really quiet ride, yeah. And I see it a lot, in especially lower number rope where a steer comes out. And if you got a lower numbered header where he runs up there, you don't really have confidence throwing when that steer's going right. And all of a sudden he waits and moves on over there. That heater finally gets up there. He swings his rope. If you feel that if that steer gets over there and he beats you over there, okay, then all of a sudden, don't try to jump in there and haze him. Once you let him get over there, you just want to stay back and let that header have his space.
Get out of his way.
Yeah.
Well, since we have this Helomatic in here, why don't we get Chip on that? And we've got you mic'd up. So go through a few scenarios that you're going to see in a typical jackpot, and really what to do in situations like that, and show the folks out there what we do.
Okay, probably one of the runs we'll make is we'll have our driver come out here and come to the left, and then go back to the right and go right over to the fence. And what a heater wants to do, you want to try to stay in your position no matter where the steer goes. If that steer goes to the left, I want to keep my position between 6 to 8 feet to the right of the steer. Now if he comes over here and now he gets on the fence, well, so I'm going to have to back myself up, and I'll show you when we're doing this. But then when that steer turns, I don't want to just turn in where I'm at back here. I want to go ahead and ride up in position where that steer's turned, and then I want to turn in behind him right there.
Great.
We'll make some of those runs right now.
Great, let's do that.
All right.
Get rolling.
I'm just going to let my horse break out here, just to let him relax out of this box. Then kind of just trot up here in position. Okay, now that steer's coming back to me. I'll keep my distance out, but I'll keep my horse's nose to the inside of the circle. Okay, now he's going to turn. Then I'll go where he's at, come right in behind him. When he's going slow like that, I have to open my swing up a little bit. There we go. I like to do a lot of slow stuff out of this box just to get these horses to relax in here. I always try to turn my horse towards the steer too. Back him up in the corner. As he starts, I'll just let my horse start to walk. I'll let her come out, break into a lope, right there. Have her nose the inside, right there, come in. Right there's my shot. Right there. Hold everything square, take the nice jerk. What's good about this is you can go ahead and rope it by 2 feet, go ahead and dally. It's got a dally brake on it. So you can work on your horsemanship, work on your horse taking that jerk right there. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll come out of the box and come left over here to right about here, and then turn and go back up that way. My steer's gonna go left, so I'll go left with him. Stay right up here in position, right there. Right there's my shot. There we go. We're gonna go a little faster, okay. Like right there, I went in and let some rope slide. We had some pretty good steam going up there. Okay, now she broke out of the box. If you'll notice right there, she broke out of the box in the right lead. I kept trying to get her to change over. She changed right in the corner. That's a tough deal right there. It's really hard on a heeler. Some heelers don't care. I think the more you learn about your horsemanship, the more you learn you like to have those horses in the correct lead when you're trying to rope. And a great exercise is just, I'll have it right here. I'll just start walking her real slow, just as that steer comes out. And just come on out here, swing my rope a little bit, just let her relax a little bit. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna do a fast one again, going straight. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm coming out of here. Broken the left lead, perfect. There we go. What you're trying to do here is just take the same throw every time. My same throw is pretty fast, but you can always work on. And then, like after you rope it here, like I'm gonna have him go back up there. I'm gonna go ahead and work on my timing as I'm going back up there, and just nice and smooth. Just probably at a soft trot. Okay. So I'll just let her come in here. Just stay relaxed. Just keep that horse freed up. And just keep her in position right there. Eventually, if you do this enough on your horse, you should be able to do it with no bridle reins. Come in here like this, keep it right up there, right there. Work on your deliveries. What I'm gonna have him do this time is come out of the chute right here like this, then angle over that way and then come back, okay? So this steer is gonna come out and he's gonna go to the right pretty hard. So I'm gonna stay over here and get in position. Then come down, then he turns again. Right there. And the way I kind of look at this deal is the left track on this steer, my horse's right feet should be in that left track or just the inside of that left track when I'm roping. Okay, Cody, we go ahead and rope some steers now.
Yeah, we've got Jason here,
Jason,
so why don't we
ready?
go ahead and run some steers
Okay.
in?
And we'll bring some in and rope some.
That's super.
Okay.
We also
kinda
definitely
talking
want to
to
thank
the-
Jason Bogle for being here and heading for you. We really appreciate it.
When I first started roping, there was a few guys that I kind of looked up to, and then, I mean, obviously it was the top guys, and one of them was Clay O'Brien Cooper, and he's the partner that I roped with this past year. And I mean, just rodeoing and whatnot, you always have that dream of wondering if you ever could ever get the chance to rope with him. And luckily enough, this year we got to rope together. And then one thing I always wondered would be of how would I do if I ever roped with him. Wonder how we would end up, wonder how we would do. I wonder how it would be to travel with him, all that stuff. And I got to rodeo with him this past year, and I mean, I know how we done. I guess we're going in second in the world this year to the finals, and that kind of tells that story, I guess. So I know the answer to that. I mean, he is by far probably the best healer in the world. I mean, there's a lot of guys look up to him. I mean, not just the way he heals and how good he is and what he accomplished, but I mean, a lot of guys look up to him just outside the arena too, just by who he is and the way he conducts himself and just his lifestyle. A lot of guys want to, I mean, not really want to be that way, but they just admire him a lot just by who he is. So that's kind of a pretty cool deal. But I mean, rodeo with him, I mean, roping wise, I mean, it was nervous at first just because it was Clay O'Brien Cooper. I mean, I rodeoed now for, I don't know, 8-9 years professionally heading now, and I shouldn't be nervous to rope with any of the big names now. It seems like I rope with all the big names, but getting to rope with Clay O'Brien Cooper this year did have a lot of pressure to it, just because it seemed like all I had to do was my job, and he was going to do what he does, and that is his consistency. I mean, he seems like catches every time he backs in there, and it gave me a lot of pressure where it just made me think about, man, I'm going to have to get some good horses. I'm going to have to get serious about this, and one thing I do not want to do is miss for him, just because he's Clay O'Brien Cooper. So anyway, we didn't really get to practice much. I mean, he lives in Nevada and I live in Arizona, and I think he's kind of, I mean, I'll speak for him, and I want to say he's over the practicing. He really don't practice, I think, as much as he did. I mean, most guys, older guys, are like that nowadays. Just by what I see, they don't practice as much as they used to. I mean, I'm the same way myself. I don't practice as much as I used to when I was a kid and when I was kind of going hard, but we didn't get to practice very much. And the very first rodeo entered was Denver, Colorado, and I think I practiced for like 2 weeks straight, just trying to get ready for it and wanted to have my horses working right. And this was the start of our year, so I didn't want to let them down. Anyway, I did work on it pretty hard, and we went up to Denver, and the very first round, backed in there, and I was roping with Clay O'Brien Cooper. They said, Derrick Begay, he's heading for the 7-time world champion, Clay O'Brien Cooper, blah, blah, blah. They just say my name just a little bit, and then they'll lead on with Clay about him being a movie star and a great man and 7-time world champion stuff. So anyway, backed in there, and everything was right, nodded my head. Got a good start on the steer. We had a pretty good steer. Our very first run of the year, and come out there and blew my spoke. My spoke blew back, I guess, fed back, I guess, whatever you call it. So I was coming around there, and the next thing you know, I had the loop around my horse's head. Next thing you know, I finally got it off his head. Next thing you know, I had it around my head. And by then I was thinking, God dang, all the times this could happen. It was the very first show I played Ryan Cooper. It was in Denver. And I was coming about halfway down the arena. I was trying to still get it shook up. Finally got it unloosened like that. And I was swinging with both hands right there into the arena. I roped this steer. I caught it for him right at the end of the catch pin. I roped it. I turned it, and he come in there. He got a leg. I was thinking, man, I thought he was better than this. Anyway, from there on that's how we got started. And after that, I was thinking, you know what? There ain't no need to be getting pressured roping with him. I mean, there has to be. Anybody's supposed to be. But I was thinking, you know what? He's 54 years old, and he's seen everything. There's no need of trying to change myself and roping with him. So since that day, I kind of tried to be myself and just tried to do things normal. And heck, he's the same age as my dad, so I kind of compared him to that, just to like roping with my dad. I roped with him for my whole life, and that's probably one of the most comfortable partners I ever got, just because I know what he's going to do. He knows what I'm going to do, and he knows what I'm thinking, and I know what he's thinking. So I kind of just compared that roping with Clay, because I mean, he knows all these guys out here. He don't even have to ask him how they're doing or what they're doing and how they're roping. He kind of just knows. I mean, there's a few times where just by observing, he can tell how a guy's doing or what a guy's up to. So you really can't lie to him much. I mean, I tried it a couple times, but he knew what I was really doing at times, or how I really felt, or what I was thinking. But I mean, I guess that's the solid part about being the 7-time world champion. I guess he's always a step ahead of the game, and he's always knows what a guy's thinking before a guy even opens his mouth, it seems like. But roping with him, man, I mean, dream come true, as they say it. I guess that's what it was.
It's team roping. It's not heading and heeling, it's team roping.
You've got it right there.
You know, and sometimes we don't look at it that way. We look at it like, you know, I'm the header, he's the healer. If he misses, it's his fault. And that's not always the way it is.
Well, and you know, it even goes beyond header and healer. Look at Tommy Lee's crew coming out here to do this for us on their own time. That's awfully nice of them.
Oh,
There's,
yeah.
there's so many people involved in making roping happen.
Yeah,
We
you know what?
forget sometimes.
And you know, you meet some great people in the team roping world.
Absolutely.
You know, whether it's a roping club or somebody's house. I do a lot of private schools at people's houses, and you know, there'll be people showing up there just to watch, to have some fun, and it's a great sport.
Oh,
it really is there's some great people involved in it. So,
well, why don't I get out of your way and let you guys run some steers, and you can kind of show on live steers some of the hazing techniques you're using.
Okay.
I'll just get over here and
let
let you do it.
These first few runs, we're just gonna try to just make some nice, like short go runs, just nice smooth runs. There we go. Stay right up here about the hip. When I leave the box, I want to keep the steer running as straight as I can. Only time I really want to I want to be able to be up close enough. If that steer does want to go to the right, I can get up there and keep him off the fence. I'm in a jackpot. I try to get in the box and get ready, usually before the header gets in there. Oop, steer hung up, stay back. Steer kind of hung in the chute. You know, a healer just doesn't want to go by that. Flat over his back, right there's the shot. Okay, now this steer here, this will be a good example of like trying to speed up and run a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and step this steer to you. Just bring him to you just a little bit. Okay. Then let's let your header know that, and I'll probably watch him nod. When he nods, I'll try to get up there to get this steer hazed. Right there. Ha ha. Right there. That was a good job. That was a great job on the header's part right there. I told him I was going to step that steer to him, and you know, if you're going to tell the header you're going to do that, like right there, my header broke a little bit wider, and he made that steer. It makes those steers just a little easier to heel, because those steers are in the left lead when they're turning right there, and they're already coming to the left. That run right there was probably a good middle 5, probably 6-second run, probably short 6-second run right there. Ha, 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 ha. That steer doesn't either. But just like right there, I got up to try to haze him. As soon as he ropes, I'm trying to get back into my position right there. He'll show real good right there where as soon as that guy roped, I went and picked my horse up a little bit so I wouldn't go by the corner. That's the only thing bad if you're in that position. If you're up there hazing, a lot of times you'll go by the corner if you don't pick your horse up and bring him back inside.
Well, it looks like you're getting some awful nice handles there from Jason. Looks like they're pretty easy to rope
Yeah,
for you.
they're, you know what, it makes a lot of difference if the guy, you know, and it'd be nice if a guy could rope with guys like that every time. You know, he does a really good job. Jason's just setting that steer up and giving me a good goes.
It just looks like a great run every single time you get a turn there. So
yeah, he makes my job easy. And you know, that's kind of the whole story is the header's like the quarterback of the team.
Exactly.
You know, he sets it up for me and he makes my job easy. You know, no matter how good you are, you know, if your header doesn't give you a good go, you're not going to catch.
Yeah, you're really getting bragged up here, Jason.
Yeah, that's a really good job. You know, like just like right there, you did a really good job. That steer, I didn't get him step very much, and I was up there in no man's land, and you didn't leave me. You just let him come around that corner and kept him together real good. Did a really nice job right there.
If you guys want to do
I wouldn't
some
mind
more
a couple more runs,
hazing,
just,
some
yeah.
different ways of hazing,
We'll let one out a little
it.
farther,
Okay.
like a BFI type run, and just go make a BFI run. And
Oh, that ought to be
like
fun
that.
to watch.
Yeah, yeah. This is a good arena to make a BFI run in. There we go. Steer kind of got balled out in the corner right there. I ran into him pretty good. Right there, what I was just trying to do is hold off and stay in the rope, and that's what we did right there. That steer went left pretty good on his own. We lay him out a little farther than we'd been, and I had to really hustle over there because he's running two ways down the arena. He's running down the arena away from me, plus going to the left. And I'm out of wind. Oh, a lot better steer. Get out here, hold my position. There's your run right there. That's the perfect type of run. We run that steer halfway down the arena. It was probably 6'2" or 3". I got to get around the corner real good right there. And my header did a great job of just setting that steer up and handling him real nice.
I know I said it earlier, but again, I really want to thank Jason Bogle here for coming out and heading steers. I think you can say, Mike, that we picked the right guy.
Yeah, you did a nice job. You know, and he just made my job so much easier. You know, he set every steer up. I mean, I didn't have to. It's kind of a bad deal because I never had to take a bad throw.
Well, now when you get to these open ropings, you go hunt him up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Yeah.
Mike made it easy on me.
Yeah, you know, it kind of works to the team. You know, especially if you know you got a guy that ropes good, you can kind of count on him. You can get just like right there. I got up there pretty high, just to get up around the corner, and he just let that steer come around the corner and just kept him together. Never tried to hide him from me. Just let me have a good throw.
Oh, everything I saw out there was just as smooth as you'd want it to be.
Yeah, that's the picture perfect run right there. That's the run right there will win you money everywhere you go. I mean, you go those rodeos that you know, you see somebody like JoJo Lamont jump out and be 4 flat, or Joel Bach, or one of those young kids, and you know what? Though usually those runs right there, that one right there was probably 5'2", 5'3". That run will win money pretty much everywhere you go.
Guys with the presence of mind to be adaptable to the situation and the steers, and whoever they're roping with are the guys that win all the time. You know, I mean, every time I open the Roper Sports News, I see your name in there, or, you know, open the Super Looper. So guys like that, you know, that are adaptable, that's where it's at, really.
You got to be consistent. Just like right here, you come out here, he's consistent. You don't see him just nod and ride. He takes a good start. He lets the steer have a chance.
Really, there wasn't any mistakes in any of those.
Those were good runs. Those were fun
great.
runs.
Well, Mike, we're sure glad that you decided to come on the show.
Oh,
and I hope you want to
a lot.
come back on here more.
Thanks a lot for having me. I'd love to. I mean, I love
anybody who wants to, you know, set up a school with Mike Beers or go to one. We're going to have his website linked up on our website, so just go on over, take a look at it, check it out, and you can get a hold of Mike there and get set up for a school.
Perfect.
Thanks again. We
All right,
really
thanks, Jody.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it. All right, thanks. Jason, thanks for the help,
Thank
man.
you very
Appreciate it.
much.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Good job. That was
Jason,
fun.